There we go. Set up my mobile, and we're gonna go check out a few. Nope. We pretty much completed everything we could for our quests. Because literally that's all left is we can't do anything else. We can't do anything. We have to wait for the situation to resolve itself. We have to look for cash, but we can't go to quarantine. Same thing with that. So all we can do is just go back to ship because we're done with this planet.
Time.
Nope. Anniversary. Wow, has it been really 17 months? Yeah, I guess it has been. Because I hit affiliate like in October, I guess. Hello, Lori. So we go here. $17 months. Yeah, wow, congrats on hitting affiliate. I remember the days where it was like I was just like on like 2.7 on the average. Like I had the follower count because I don't think I hit affiliate till I was like 180 followers in. I remember there was that like solid time where it's like, am I gonna get it? Am I gonna get it? Am I gonna get it? Then I finally did. I remember because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna, Dead by Daylight. I'm gonna do a few quick games in Dead by Daylight to see if I can raise that average. And then as I was like partway to the stream, I saw that I got a notification from Twitch like, hey, you're good. I remember I ended stream so quick just so I can go do it. Like, do the branding part, like sign up for it and such. Yep, I remember. I felt so proud about it. Wait, I went the wrong way. I am doing not too bad. Why is this map not discovered anymore? That's weird. I'm not doing too bad. I'm very excited. Tuesday ends. Sorry, Spirit. I'm going to do news for church. It's fine. I'm finally glad that Tuesday and the medication, so I'll be completely healed, so to speak. Today I had to do a lot of the insurance stuff and all that. Fine, like how did I want to pay the rest that was not covered and all that jazz. so, so, but doing good. Ooh, I'll take the manual. And I need 35. I get more mobile extractums. Oh, is this why? Because Hendrix is back? Familiar figure turns to you. Hendrix von Calix, interrogator of the Ordos Xenos. Bows his head respectfully. Works captain. Honored interrogator. What a surprise. Did you perchance leave something in your cabin? Not at all, First Officer Warenstein. I'm not in the habit of leaving a trail, but I thank you for your concern. Dystopia of America, yeah. I actually remember it was there's this guy I watch on YouTube. He's a game developer, and he often like breaks down like how games works. I remember he did like an excellent thing why he will never do a because his game is played on Windows, Linux, and Macs, and how he said he'll never make a game on Mac again, just because the steps you have to go to, like you have to like buy the program itself. You can even code it onto Mac. You have to license out the key per year and pay for it per year, and all these steps where once you just do it once for it's just reading about it. He's like, yeah, I'm never doing it again. And he's like, for like 0.04% of my sales, he's like, it's not worth it. Not worth it. And I was like, okay. But he broke down like how like you might get like he got like a 70K hospital bill. His insurance paid like 20K of it, and he's like, oh god, I'm left with this 50K. And he got to the end of it, and like after like oh, you're in the moonlight. Wow. Once he got to like the end of the bill, he pointed out like, hey, I'm only actually paying 2K. The rest of this here, the hospital gets to write off as a tax break for the emperor. And he broke down the hospital bill like this, like, yeah, it says 50K, but then he points to what he actually has to pay, which was like 2K. He's like, yeah, this other 48K, this hospital can write off as a tax break. And I was like, oh, so that's how it works. And he's like, yeah, insurance just makes so much money via hospitals this way. Welcome in, Sakusa. Welcome in, Ace. I'm pleased to see you again, Hendrix. Henry allows himself a hidden smile. I'm glad to hear that my presence aboard your ship did not leave you with any pleasant memories. I hope your disposition won't change once I've explained the reason for my visit. I was able to contact my mentor and report to track events that have transpired on Riker Minoris. I received some information from my agents regarding the movements and actions of enemies of humanity, including the Xenos that we're assuming were involved in the theft of the star. According to their findings, the threat now hangs over other worlds, this time yours, Lord Captain. Hello, Ashes. You're not here. Okay, of course you're not here. You're sleeping, obviously. Obviously. Yeah, for profit hospitals actually doing more. Yeah, because it's all about tax breaks, just so they don't have to like pay so much in taxes each year. Hendrix, you mind saying? Oh wait. Heron clears his throat and begins in a pointedly official tone. By order of Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar, whose duty is to stand sentinel over the current expanse, the rogue trader of House von Flackness is to take on board the agent of the most Holy Inquisition and provide escort and support in deeds great and small that serve to safeguard the territories and appear against the enemies. This decree is effective immediately upon announcement and remains in effect until decided otherwise by His Excellency Calcazar. would you just mind translating the torrent of verbiage you just unleash upon me? His mouth twists slightly. The Lord Inquisitor has deemed that my presence aboard your ship and any retinue would be significantly more beneficial to the fight against heresy and evil than my return to my mentor's side. Our parting before our arrival on Fafal was premature. What exactly causes me to rejoin my crew? The cause is the activity of humanity's enemies, including the cult of the Final Dawn. In my absence, that situation in the current expanse has changed. I received an exalted report from my agents. This heresy has taken root in the region where the Von Vlactus worlds lie. You should probably know about the fate of the industrial world of Klavic Gadma. If not, then I'll share what details I know, but not here. Better talk on board, where it will not be overheard. I love like how you can respond in this game. from like the mocking to the casual to the fun. What do Ashes dream of when they take a little flamey snooze? Like, for example, you could be all official, like, I, Rogue Trader Suki, welcome the agent the Golden Throne upon my ship and take on the responsibilities of assisting him in the fight against the evils of friends humanity. 2. A sanctioned psyker with an Inquisitor Rosette in my retinue for free? No less. The other Rogue Traders will be positively green with envy. Or, like, as simple as, like, I can't really say no, can I? Inquisitor. But yeah, I will be very official. I'll, like, do the whole thing. Is reserved not. Answer befitting righteous servant of the Emperor. If duty has brought you aboard the Rogue Trader's ship once more, then such is the Emperor's will. Welcome back, Interrogator. Thank you, sister. It is an honor to be traveling one of the blessed of Detta Soriatus. The Inquisition? Suki, you never mentioned you socialized with such distinguished servants of the Emperor. I'll bet it takes some truly remarkable to warrant such intimate and close attention. Jay lets out a laugh. Hermione glances at her and tilts her head slightly. Mistress Hidari, ever since my first visit to Footfall, I've been hearing about your colleagues and personal talents, but I'm afraid your full name escapes me. Would you kindly refresh my memory? Laughter gets stuck in Jay's throat. She pales slightly, but still forces an apologetic smile. I don't mind, Shireen. Let my full name remain naught but a stray sound to you, plain and uninteresting. Master von Kalex. Cassia's voice is brimming with genuine joy, which she immediately hides behind a facade of high-born primness. Since you're with us once more, I do hope you'll find time to finish our conversation about the literary works of Crone Holler the Blessed. I'll make every effort, Lady Osoria. I must also deliver this to you. Henrik pulls out a sealed letter. The Lord Inquisitor specified that the contents of the envelope are for your eyes only. I was asked you to read it as soon as you have the time. Is that everything for time being? Are you headed to the ship? Do you have business on Footfall? Whatever the case, I can either wait for you on board or accompany you as part of your retinue. Ooh. I'm kind of good with my party right now. Okay, I got a letter. The Emperor's faithful, remembering lengths with. Okay, the condolences. So I greet you as my dependable ally and assure you of my favor. Oh. So it's a letter from the Calicazar saying the Inquisition will always be there to help you. Okay. Hello, Crown. Enjoy your time with your friends. We got a meeting. Lord Captain, inspection of the ship system is complete. Tech priests are reporting the machine spirits are calm and satisfied. Everything's ready to onward travel. Except there's an issue you must be made aware of. Because it makes a quick nervous gesture adjusting the ornament over her third eye. I've been studying the records left by the vessel's previous navigator. I wanted to double check the route to Darkness and discovered that it does not match the one recorded in Atlas. It is more than a minor warp fluctuation. The warp has been wiped out. The route has been wiped out. It can no longer be used for traveling. To make matters worse, I started checking the paths from the Atlas, one after another. I saw the same thing everywhere. The warp is roaring with an ominous storm, bursting with vivid and screaming colors. It will not hinder our movement, but all previous knowledge is now utterly useless. Argenta angrily chops the air with a sigh of her palm. Warp storms are our enemies, just like heretics and demons. It is a shame that they can't be disturbed with a flame or a bolter. Now that we can discern that problems with astromatic communication in the current expanse are no coincidence, there's a warp storms in your way, Lord Captain. It's swallowing messages and disrupting familiar routes. That means you need to locate the keywords of the bottom of the Agnes Park as soon as possible. And I'm talking about Janus, Dragonus, and Kiava Gamma. Charting new routes so they can be reached and restoring control will be the necessary next step. What will be the consequence of losing contact with these worlds be? A world deprived of our connection to its neighboring systems, and the Kronos expanse infrastructure can't rely on itself. Their capabilities are often limited. For example, Genesis has a fleet of its own. Pirates, cultists, heretics, Xenos, anyone could prey on the helpless planet. We lost communication as a threat to your position. A rogue trader with no proctor to back them is one that grows weaker by the day. The Voxmaster is entirely correct. You are rogue trader Suki, the successor to Theodora Vaughn, one of the most influential women this side of them all. But you're also new to the business of governing. Many will doubt your competence and try to carve up your proctor so they can snatch a piece for themselves. It's important to show you your potential allies and foes that you're in control of the situation, which is why the sooner we claim these lost words, the better. Tell me about Janus. The surface of Janus was altered unsuccessfully, so the planet could be designated Agri World. It's a powerful food base, capable of supplying the burgeoning proctor and exporting provisions to the outdoor worlds at the same time. Janus owns as much of the prosperity to the governor House of Fiat. Under his leadership, the world has grown even more prosperous year after year, securing shipments and taxes while keeping the workforce tightly controlled. What about Gamo? Industrial world Gavgama is managed by the Governor House of Gaprak and supplies your proctorate with rare mineral resources. Additionally, the planet features Adeptus Mechanicus Manufactorium that processes materials and prepares them for shipment. I testify that Gamma is a world marked by the omniscience patroness. By his grace, the manufacturers of the colony are inhabited by and committed by industrious machine spirits. Hemrick's coughs quietly. Mr. Toilman neglect to mention that the Kawagama manufacture most supplies every machinery from forage harvesters to vessel systems and components. Turns hard eye on Hendricks. You display commendable knowledge of our world's manufacturing capability. Van Calix, please be of service. Bolter, tasty. Yep, bolters are always tasty. Lots of iron, good for the boons. What do I need to know about Darganis? Darganis is the heart and soul of your proctorate. It is where the main administrative resources and storage facilities are. So is the Von Palace. If you'd like to know, this is where you'll publicly accept the title of Rogue Trader. Darganis is a major administrative hub that runs the cargo fleet and keeps track of finances. Ablar, what is your ping? Which should we deal with first? Ablar strokes his beard for a few seconds, before giving a hesitant reply. Rediscovering that Agri World will supply your proctor with something none of your servants can do without. Sustenance. The importance of basic supplies should not be underestimated. Just look at Footfall in its current pitiful state. On the other hand, I'm concerned by the rumors concerning Gavagama. There have been no problems with Janus for many years. Something's very wrong with the industrial world right now. Delay may cost us the entire planet. I trust I don't have to explain the capital of our world. Losing would make us laughingstock for the other dynasties. Perhaps the loss of chronicles and ledgers would spell a bureaucratic catastrophe, so all three systems are equally vital to Proctor. Paul should decide which should be brought back into the fold for the rest, Lord Captain. Very well, our course is clear. During my officers have any other issues that require immediate attention. That is all, Lord Captain. The vessel and the crew wait your instructions, and are ready to depart Footfall immediately should you so desire. Before we do that, we have people to talk to. When you approach, Lord Captain, the ship informed me of our imminent meeting. Have Fox Spirits brought you anything interesting today? Forgive me, Lord Captain. I have no information that would be of interest to you at the moment. Okay. Live to serve, Lord Captain. Now we have to talk to... Okay, I'll check in on all my guides. See what they gotta say.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations. I have enjoyed your company.
Right, nothing new with Cassia. Ablar, anything new with you before I go off?
Lord Captain. Lord Captain.
Okay. Nothing new. Anything with you, High Fractorum? Okay, let's see, anything new with any of these groups? Nope. Nope. Oh, I can take the plasma grenades. Same with you. trade. Where are you? Okay, there's Jay. I'll talk to her in a minute. That's Idria. Where the hell is Cop? Where the hell is... Oh, you're all the way down here. And then Hendrix, I'll talk to in a minute. Alright, tell me your story.
Greetings.
I'm waiting for you to tell me about your past and explain the strange words of the cultist on Footfall.
Yes, I'm ready. I would ask only one thing of you, Rogue Trader. If I may, I would like to see the chamber of the Sacred Warrant and kneel before the relic touched by the Emperor himself. A difficult conversation lies ahead of us, and I wish to pray by the relic before I lay my soul bare.
Of course, so let's go there right away. Christiana nods gratefully. Trina drops her knees, her hands between the side of Aquila. Her eyes are locked on the sweeping structure of the warrant. A seemingly mundane thing, merely a flourish on a piece of paper, unless one knows whose hands left that mark, whose blood is on that paper. If thou seest a flaw in me, smite me. If thou knowest a fellow of mine, burn me. With flames of fury and righteousness. If thou seest a light in me, grace me. If thou hearest this plea of mine, bless me. With wrath of fury and of righteousness. Shaiden's voice is someone as if made for singing hymns and prayers. But right now she cannot seem to catch her breath, so overwhelmed with emotion is she. For I breathe by the will of thine, for I live by the law of thine. I carry thy word, O Emperor. I bring solace to servants of thine, and ring to foes of thine. A fate of terror righteousness. Upon finishing, she closed her eyes and remained silent for a long time, her head raised high, slowly like the first licks of flame in a campfire. A smile blossoms on her lips. When Arjuna finally opens her eyes, they are all light with a canny resolution. Rogue Trainer, we need to talk. Rather, I need to tell you something. The truth about how I ended up on Fyodora Von ships, and about the cultists we carry on Footfall. I'm listening. Please understand, I couldn't trust you before. I'll tell you my story, and you'll see why. She pauses. I'll start at the beginning. It's easier to piece everything together that way. Upon arriving in the Expanse and on Footfall, I found no purpose here, only torment. I wasn't needed. The Dark I'd been assigned to safeguard was already well protected by Reverend's mission, and no one was even trying to defile it. For all his lawlessness, Footfall respects the worship of the Emperor. That was when Lady Fyodora, head of our dynasty, appeared. She became an agent of divine will in a way. She faltered, searching for the words. It was from her that I learned that planet recently discovered by our scouts, Salus Prime. For Rogue Trader, the planet was of little interest, a far world away from convenient warp routes. But for me, learning about its existence was a revelation. I never even heard of such a planet. Does it belong to this dynasty? Yes, now the planet is yours by right, but it's not as simple as that. The warp reading to it was lost. I'll explain in due time. May I continue? Please continue. The description of Salus Prime was familiar to me. It seemed very similar to a world from ancient legend. Legend of Saint Archita and her ship. Her voice grows reverent. Argent, living saint. She's my patroness. The order named me after her. She died millennia ago when heretics caused her ship to fall from the skies. Okay, so that's her namesake. Okay, I'm starting to get a picture. Oh. Imagine what I felt when the flash of insight came upon me. The word was St. Archita's ship fell was merely a vague legend. No one knew his actual whereabouts, and suddenly, I, myself named after Saint, came across information. I realized at that moment that was important. I must journey to the planet and find the ship, so I asked Reverend to let me go for a time on a personal pilgrimage. I boarded Fyodora's ship and demanded passage to the new discovered planet, Salus Prime. I imagine she was filled with the prospect. Oh, you mentioned something called the One Star. What is it? Apologies, I got so away. I forgot to explain. Oh, hello, Vaughn. The one star is the relic kept by Saint Argenta. I belong to the Order Protanus. We attach particular significance to holy relics. The one star is one of the lost relics of the past, so mysterious that no one knows what it is exactly. Argenta's Hergarfki at times called it a banner, a set of armor, or a blessed chainsword. One thing is certain, it was a beacon of righteousness. It was lost with Argenta's death. It is the fish cat, yep. Didn't the Reverend help? Leave Rodura lent her assistance. It was her intention to visit the new discovered world, and she took me with her. I couldn't just come out and tell him. It was a point revealed to me personally, can't you see? I told Reverend the honest truth, that I was going on a personal pilgrimage to embolden my spirit. It really was a pilgrimage. It was after Saint Argenta had shown me the way, commanding me to undertake this trial. If I had found the ship and set foot on its deck, if I had laid my hand upon the remains of the relic, it would have been a sign that I truly had been blessed with the saint's favor. Your actions are driven by hubris. Ooh. That's understandable. Searching for destiny, for your place in the world is a special matter, a personal one. Yeah. It's understandable. Looks like you're somewhat surprised. I thought that I'd been called. That finding ship was my destiny, my place in the world? Perhaps there's something to that. What happened next? Defeat, Argenta says bitterly. The ship's oh, accidentally hit something. What I didn't expect was an ambush waiting for us on the planet. I landed with a small unit provided by Theodora. I follow St. Argenta by heart. I know all the legends about her. I follow their obscure clues, the description of mountains and rivers from many old tales. I certain I found my way to the ship, and that's when we were attacked. The words we heard the heretics shrine of footfall. Something about ways, doors, please addressed to some lord, the edge of Deadbreak. Joining shaking with disgust. They were the same words as those spoken by the cultists who attacked us on Salus Prime. My whole unit perished. All those honest, brave people I had led to search for a relic. It was only by a miracle that I didn't perish along with them. I didn't connect the events at first. The cultists on Footfall, the cultists on Salus Prime, the cultists attacking the ship, and Conrad's betrayal. What if those were all linked in the same chain? What if long since infiltrated the ranks of the Von Vlakna servants? What if I led those heretics to the sacred planet with my search? No need to blame yourself. If the heretics really had wormed their way into the ranks by then, they would have found this planet even without you going there. I doubt it. No one except me was particularly interested in the planet. Conrad, on the other hand, he sympathized with me when I first came aboard. He helped arrange an audience with Theodora and supported me in my efforts to visit the planet. I never told him plainly why I wanted to go there, but I mentioned that Vulture must have figured out that was something important, something related to the holy faith of the Imperium. What could delay a heretic more than defiling a relic? So how did you manage to escape from the cultists? Argenta hangs her head. Theodora's people received the distress calls, came to my rescue and brought me aboard the ship. I barely remember what happened when they arrived. So I was severely wounded, fighting back with everything remained of my strength. I think I shouted that we had to go after them, but they didn't listen. They took me to the shell and pulled out. After that, it was all blackness. When they came to, we were already in the middle of the warp drone. Theodora had urgent matters to take care of, and she decided that she would clear out that planet at a later time. Sadly, Conrad disappeared. Oh yes, and I certainly hope that we'll meet him again. The serpent needs to answer a few questions before he's plunged into cleansing flame. And that's why you didn't trust me before, correct? Yes, rogue trader. Argent looks you in the eyes. I saw with my own eyes how a member of your family showed his true colors to this earth to the archenemy. I've already suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of cultists and was afraid of another betrayal. I could be forthright with you, so I studied you, looking for seeds of corruption or the rights and the light of righteousness. And what did you find? A man who stood shoulder to shoulder with me and helped eradicate the cultists on Footfall. She then smiles, reminiscing about pleasant evenings spent in the company of friends rather than a bloody battle. Love it. Although my opinion of you started to change even before then, back when you agreed to talk to the orphans at my request, a leader who is willing to honor those who lay down their lives for them, to take care of their children, is a leader who inspires trust. And the way you acted in that moment, do you remember? There was a young man whose grief and confusion had driven him to insolence. You didn't turn a blind eye to his misdeed, but you chose the right words to show him the path of redemption. It was harsh but necessary, like the Emperor's truth, like bitter medicine that helps the sick. I learned much about you in that moment, rogue trader. I want to believe that I was mistaken in my judgment. Just to clarify, you were wounded, so you never found Saint Argenta's ship, is that right? Yes, I rushed to Theodora the moment I could walk again. I insisted on going back to Salus Prime to defend the relic from the heretics. I was told the warp had destroyed the old route to the planet, and plotting a new one would take a great deal of time and effort. As there could be anything more important than protecting the faith, handing down service of the archenemy. In any event, the route was lost, and all knowledge of it died in the attack on the ship along with the old navigator. But now we have a new lead, the data that we collected in the cultist shrine of Footfall. But I don't care what the retrograde we executed said. There must be a way to track them down. Tell me, Rogue Trader, will you help me in the undertaking? Will you help me find the great relic and return it to the people of the Imperium? If it's important to you, I will help. Giant walks 7 places with hand on your shoulder. So be it, Rogue Trader. As I stand before the warrant, the bottom of the Emperor's will, marked by his own hand, I vow that I will not relent until the holy relic has been returned and heretics punished, and may the light be with us both on this path. Alright, so we did Argent a bit. Who do I want to talk to? Let's talk to Henrix next, figure out what he needs to talk about.
To what do I owe this visit?
I want to discuss... Ooh. I want to discuss the cult of the Final Dawn. What can you tell me about it?
The cult's ordinary members are humans who have been corrupted by the archenemy, traitors to the Imperium, and accomplices of chaos. Participation in the cult's rituals always entails brainwashing, literally and figuratively. The longer cult members spend among other cultists, the less critically they think, and the more closely they resemble obedient livestock, stripped of their fear and instinct for self-preservation. The worst of them go to their deaths without an inkling of doubt, ready to take hundreds and thousands of souls with them.
Patty does like his cults. How will I die? Do you want the truth, Patty? Cause Matt will accidentally stab you with a sword. You should have saw it coming, really. But, you know, he did a feint, you fell for the feint, and then he, did a very nice stab with the sword.
As for those at the top of the cult's hierarchy, we have not yet managed to get a lead on all of the cult's leaders. I imagine that some of them are hiding in the depths of the Coronis Expanse. But those who are orchestrating the fanatics on nearby worlds are hiding very well indeed. Or receiving protection from above.
You seem to be investigating this cult for some time.
We discovered the first traces of it as soon as we arrived in the Coronis Expanse. Since then, the more we learn, the better we see just how far the roots of this blight extend. Destroying individual cells is pointless. We must cut this beast off at its head.
What do you mean, protection from above?
Governors, commanders, rogue traders. History is full of those who neglect their duty to the Golden Throne and seek allies in the wrong places.
Remind me, what is your mission regarding the cult?
I need to confirm the reports from my agents. According to them, one of the cult's leaders is in the Kiava Gamma segment, an industrial world within the dominion of the Von Phalantius dynasty. I hope you won't impede my investigation.
Let's talk about something else.
As you wish.
I like how you can just ask the Inquisitor to get rid of one of your party members. No questions asked. I gotta get to bed, but I'll leave you alert for the night. I want to discuss the nature of your mission.
Yes, but not here. I wouldn't want our conversation to be gossip fodder on the bridge and in the officers' mess.
Henrik nods slightly. Thank you for finding an opportunity to talk. I trust now would be a good time to explain the reason for my return aboard your ship. I welcome the chance to assist the Inquisition with inquiries, Van Calix. Lord Captain, your enthusiasm is commendable. Terragir smiles, but his eyes remain cold. The business den. The cult of the final dawn. The madmen preached their heretic doctrine among the dozens of the Cronus Expanse. Instigate crimes against the throne of humanity. One such crime took place in your Patrick. The Lord Inquisitor considered it necessary to have one of his acolytes accompany the rogue trader on the voyage into the corrupted region. I also need to meet with one of my observers on the capital world of your domain. Why would the Exordo Enio Ancients investigate a chaos cult? You're well versed in how the Inquisition organized, Suki. Yes, initially our arrival in the Cronus Expanse was dictated by the needs to fight Xenos. There's more. The cult is tangentially related to my main specialization. Perhaps I'll be able to reveal the full truth someday, but right now I actually display humility and patience. A chaos cult in my proctorate. Henrix, are you laying accusation against my dynasty? Chaos tries softly, Suki. The main danger of secret cults and sects is that they are like seeds. They can remain in the ground for decades, safe from all scrutiny, until an opportunity to sprout, grow, bear monstrous fruit presents itself. The emergence of a cult on one of the rogue trader's plans does not mean the dynasty head himself is a chaos worshipper. Having said that, it should be noted that Fyodor von was famous for a loose interpretation of the freedoms granted by the warrant. Henrik regards you with a probing look. A bloodline can be stained by ancestral transgressions. Indeed, so it is your best interest to do whatever necessary to redeem yourself. Perhaps you will get a chance to salvage your dynasty's reputation. The Lord Inquisitor mission is there that is willing to show lenience toward my actions that would otherwise be interpreted as radical. Henrik nods. That is correct. I should show greater tolerance for the mistakes of a newly appointed rogue trader. To be frank, I am surprised the Lord Inquisitor is not the type to indulge the weakness of soul and mind, even someone who only recently accepted the burden of the lofty title. You have spies in the worlds? The person I mentioned is not a spy, but a secretary in the Administratium, Department on Dragoness. The planet's governor and Fyodor were fully aware of his status. His duty is to fulfill the sacred oath of the Golden Throne, eliminate threats to Imperium, where the current expense has his abundance. His name is Achilles Scalandar. As soon as we contact Dragoness, I will introduce you to the new head of the dynasty. I'm sure you appreciate the presence of such an advisor among your subjects. I suggest you heed his words, at least occasionally. I want to know more about this cult, the Final Dawn. Chaos Whisperers, more often agents of the throne run into loose renegades stirring up their rabble. The same prophets and hysteric visionaries preaching the end of the days. A passing comment of media rebellion, onslaught of monsters, each time they come up with a new reason why people should prostrate themselves and quiver in fear. Much effort and the blood of those loyal to the Golden Throne were spent before we established a connection between these heretics. Love is only a bullet away. However, the cult of the Final Dawn is something greater than a gaggle of misguided seers and fortune tellers. They cleverly spread their agents all over the Cronus Expanse, disseminating heresy among honest people in the Imperial worlds. There's a certain strategy to their actions that change whenever we get too close. And finally, they have enough military power to have just had the 2 ships that we have sent after them later discovered as wreckage. Ooh, so they actually have some power to them. The growing difficulties making warp jumps is dimensionless, but it's unlikely to convince those engaging in vile sorcery day in and day out. Nick sighs. After the events on Record Minoris, I suspect the cult might have built its nest inside the Winter Scale's domain. The latest reports indicate it is in your proctorate that is harboring heretics. Being in your entourage improves my chances of getting closer to the secrets. I've already agreed to give you a place aboard my ship. What else? The rogue trader should deliver me to the system that contains the industrial world of Kiagama. I'd accompany you to the surface and determine what the cult is planning. I should tends to use resources that fall into their clutches, which may well include the blasted engines of the Adeptus Mechanicus and the followers of the Omnissiah themselves. I will be frank, the answer to the question is unlikely to please either of us. The machinations of chaos usually go beyond solely inflicting countless deaths and destruction. Having the plans come to fruition could lead us to more terrible consequences. One of the systems in the Cronus Expanse is already lost, but the Emperor protects us from watching this strategy play out again. We've met a Chaos Space Marine on a recruitment earnest. We risk running into his brothers. I have no doubt what happens sooner or later, Suki. Chaos Marines siding with the cult is very, very bad news. Looks like they kept away until recently, showing their puppet strings from a respectable distance. These traitors seldom show up all alone. Best we can count on is having to deal with just a squad of Chaos Space Marines, Cards Expanse, and an entire company. Let's assume has fallen to heresy. What then? Will you again soon we destroy an entire planet? Henrik stares you down. I reckon Marines should make a decision to send billions of souls into the grasp of the archenemy. Unreasonable and for unforgivable high price for a small handful of people saved by your mercy. That is considered a worthy exchange? I most certainly do not. Will I ever make every effort to make sure that exchange does not happen again? Of course I will. Sentimentality is a luxury I cannot afford. Ooh. I do not believe you lacking compassion. You did not stop me, Arturo. But you certainly could have tried to. Target eyes narrow. I haven't said I would not be able to afford such a luxury. In fact, deep down, I understand why you act that way. I've yet to eliminate that understanding and acceptance for myself, but I will. Why did your suspicions fall on Kavagama? Destroying a piece of data that finally merged into a single picture. Additionally, not long ago, a vessel from the world arrived on footfall. Reports from the crew were confused and alarming, making me fear a planet-wide rebellion. I won't let anyone further wait around my worlds, be they servants of Chaos, Xenos, or heretics. A commendable aspiration for a person who holds the fates of billions of people, does an imperial worlds in his hands, so I need you to be ever so more vigilant when looking for seeds of corruption on the planets, as they sprout someday and spell down for whatever's tangled up in their roots. I hope Patty does enjoy his sleep, though. I forgot to mention that. That's enough about the archenemy's enemies. Tell me about the Drukhari who stole the sun. The Drukhari, one of the branches of the Eldari, ancient and vicious Xenos race. These creatures are living terror to ordinary people who fall prey to their raids. For the simple reason that the victims are not killed outright, but instead become their playthings. Just you and I need air to survive. The Drukhari require psychic energy born from torment and pain, which is to extract from their captives with uncanny expertise. Their ships, which are difficult to mistake for any other, are suddenly undetected. Their stealth technologies greatly surpass the capability to start Imperium auger arrays. The objective of their raids is never to capture the world or a ship. They only are interested in fresh victims. After filling their holds with living captives, they disappear to the webway, a different dimension which conceals their greatest stronghold, Kamrog, the dark city of Drukhari, in which none can hope to escape. Her extends your expression. I do not know why the Drukhari stole Rickard's son, but about the fulfillment of the cult's prophecies. Perhaps the Xenons themselves have played into Archenemy's designs. Perhaps Aurora's divinations, in fact, described the Drukhari's actions. There's the only thing I can say with absolute certainty. There's no alliance between the cult of the Final Dawn and Xenos. It's simply impossible. You once promised to entertain me with a compelling conversation. Surely that's not what you had in mind. Oh, I accidentally hit the wrong thing. Let me put it this way. You may think however you want of me, but my goal is not to hinder you. I am here to help you in the fight against foes you may not be aware of. You have my word that I will provide every assistance to the uprooting heresy that has sprouted in the worlds. Their master was away. I will try to be more patient with less grievous flaws the bears of the war are sometimes known to have. Thank you for sparing the time, Lord Captain. Okay, and then we're going to talk to Jay, and then we're going to go explore different worlds. Oh.
Allow me to thank you again for helping me with the cargo, Sherin. I am sure the Ashmags who squirreled away my goods won't give up so easily, and I'll hear more about their scheming yet. Let's strike a deal, Sherin. I will watch your back, if you do me a favor and watch mine. Well, enough jokes. Is there something you wanted?
Was there some business you wish to discuss?
Oh, Sherin, I did manage to spark your interest. Allow me to invite you to a more private place. My words are meant for your ears alone.
Where am I? Oh, there we go. Oh. The flickering light of dozens of candles plays across Jai's face, making her small smile appear even more mysterious. Shireen, the Exalted One, himself who brought us together the day he crossed Vladim's threshold. He led us to the cargo and gave us his blessings for his returns. Do you know what people of your world say when such a thing happens? What's gained is to be shared with your neighbor. She points to the containers in front of her, which contains a polished Adari rifle, a rare model, and the other hand's an ornate sword. Ooh. This rifle can only perform dead-eye shots attacks. Whenever the wielder scores a critical hit with a single shot attack, they gain additional attack this turn. Ooh. This claves terror attack has an increased area effect. What? Nice. She points at the containers. I'm sharing with what I've gained with you. Please accept these humble gifts in honor of all widely successful, though suddenly struck friendship. A truly wonderful gift. I accept it with gratitude. I knew you would appreciate the Xenos mastery of the craft. Beams at you. Currently a look of black hair around a immaculated finger. Why are you upset? Yeah. I am very much upset with WrestleMania as well. After a brief pause, she awkwardly continued. So the matter I wish to discuss with you is related to my business. You know that I sell Xeno artifacts to interest Imperial subjects. Imperial trinkets to Xenos. Business is going well. My network runs even without my participation. When it comes to expansion, well, that's where I hit the wall. Rivals envious my success. Jay thrust up her hands. Falco especially. I'm certain the theft of the cargo was his doing. But I can never predict what the Ashmag will do next. While the Imperium authority may be fragmented in the expanse, it could crack down on people of my profession at any moment. Go on. If the rogue trader puts in a good word for me with their servants at the Adeptus Administratium, I become official trade representative of the Imperium. Just imagine it. A little scrap of piece of paper will offer me and my agents protection against Ashmag's schemes. Far better than a refractor field. And even the Inquisition will have to think twice before they mess with me, because I'll be representative of the law in my own right. And the best part of this all, that will cost you precisely nothing, Shireen. All you have to do is stop by the Administrative Palace and obtain a certificate from the Master of Seals. My informants tell me that this palace is located on Dragonus, the capital world. You see how everything is designed so wonderfully? I, of course, will repay you in hand. Ooh, I like how half the answers are insulting or some way. How do I benefit from gaining official status? Besides being a representative of my eternal gratitude, Shireen? Shady playfully raises his brow. Wouldn't it be beneficial to have someone in your retinue with the weight of authority behind him? If I were just another pawn, one slip of paper and I'd be able to extend my network to systems far beyond footfall. My agents will be your eyes and ears throughout the expanse. Simple enough. I will help you. The Exalted One, bless you, Serene. I couldn't find a better business partner on the expanse. She ponders for a moment, then graces you with a dazzling smile. Friendship is a gift from the Exalted One, and we must cherish it. And you will have no complaints about our friendship, Shireen. I may not be your trade representative of the Imperium just yet, but I will help you with whatever you need. You must have some faction in mind that you would like to establish relations with. The Xavier Drusians, the hot-headed pirates of the Caspagelia. You merely need to use the right words. I like a key for a lock, and people open their hearts to you. Or the wallets. I'll arrange everything you merely have to ask. You know what? The Adeptus Mechanicus, I'll take some help from them. Not a problem, Shireen. I'll have my people put in a good word for you in the right circles. I'll help my way until you steer your vessel towards Draconis. Mercatum Tabica Official. Sounds almost majestic as the warrant of trade. We are not done talking with her yet. Because we have other things to talk about with her. She is... what? That way.
May the Exalted One protect you. Have you grown bored with our little talk, Shireen?
You look like a typical smuggler.
No truer words have ever been said. I'm far more exciting than some small-time peddlers from Footfall. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Jai Amira Fatqin Tamiri Ash Ifrit, the 12th daughter of the Lord of Ifrit, a distant world at the fringes of the Imperium. The youngest child is destined to become a bargaining chip in the family's political games. But I was unwilling to accept such a fate, and wanted to choose what to become and which path to follow. When I learned the Exalted One watches over hundreds of other worlds amidst distant stars, I understood there was an entire world of opportunities beyond Ifrit. All I had to do was break the familial bonds tying me down and escape the planet. Which I did a long time ago.
How did you escape from Refuge?
I convinced my father I personally wished to oversee the inspection of imported goods. I had to get experience so I wouldn't bring shame on our family, didn't I? I made friends with traders, missionaries, and soldiers at the port. I listened to their stories, studied the charts, learned what documents I had to forge to escape the planet. A kind word here, a shiny coin there. And here I am, in the iron belly of a ship, braving the void in search of a new life.
Just by your plants, you have quite a few close shaves over the years.
Consider it a mark of my trade. This here? Xenos. Dumb-headed orcs. Who knew that we weren't the only ones to get tempted by the wreck of that raider? As for this treasure, I received it as a reward for a life that had been just a little too good. I was in a hurry to get to the Adeptus Amasacus after the Exalted One blessed me with immense wealth. I was 2 backstreets away from the den when a pathetic Ashmag attacked me, envious of somebody else's fortune.
You're familiar with plants like the one that's been replaced in Jai's neck. It's merely one part of a massive augmentation placed in the eternal organs. What could have been the cause for installing such a sophisticated device? Oh, why did you choose to come to the Kronos Expanse?
The Keronis Expanse. A gorgeous name, isn't it? But this backwater wasn't my original destination when I escaped Shireen. Oh no, it was the rumors of incredible freedom that brought me to the Keronis Expanse. Freedom that is generously bestowed upon everyone who can survive in these parts. All doors are open here. You can become a saint, a mogul, a kingmaker, or anyone you like, really. Here, hard work pays off, unless you're used to lying by the roadside and complaining instead of toiling for the good of your soul, glory, wallet, or whatever floats your boat. I'm used to working hard, and so I found my blessing.
Thank you for sharing this.
All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too.
I've seen the shiny wrapping in the Kronos Expanse. Tell me about its dark side.
The dark side is the real Keronis Expanse, if you ask me. But what do you want to know about it, Shireen?
Tell me about the cold trade.
It really is simple, Shireen. The Kasbalika runs the Imperium's black market, offering special goods to those who can afford their services. Yes, I am talking about Xeno artifacts too. Alien weapons, technology, sometimes even certain kinds of living creatures. Unlike the rogue traders whose sacred warrants make them immune even from the laws of the Exalted One, Kasbalikan agents are used to hiding and covering their tracks. Nobody wants to draw unwanted attention, no matter who might take an interest. Especially now that the Keronis Expanse has a warrior of the Golden Throne as its watchman.
Tell me about the mission.
An ancient crime cartel that originated with the first settlers of the Calixis sector. It is run by shadowy clans with robber barons at the helm. Cross their path, and you risk making enemies all over the Keronis Expanse, or even the entire Imperium. As for the agents, they are just shameless, greedy scum. Every third person on Footfall is a Kasbalikan. But that doesn't mean all that rotten filth is acting together. I've been set up more than once just so some Kasbalikan can get one over on his rivals. And yet, the Kasbalika is generous to its customers, if you can afford it. Anything can be obtained, organized, and transported for the right price. The customer is always right, unless they happen to be a rat. In which case,
Scum, Ronfil, Rats, and most of his eyes rolled, briefly slipped, and she started using words that had no place in the vocabulary someone from the upper streets, Strata of the Imperium. How do they do things on football?
Dynasties drink with criminals. Rogue traders strike deals with the Casbalica, and dozens of ships stop off for a welcome break from a long voyage. Is there a more beautiful place in the entire Imperium? The Emperor is merciful to the meek and the powerful alike. There's a job for everyone as long as they have a head on their shoulders. And if you feel like talking to him in person, the statue of the Exalted One can be seen from any asteroid. You can pray to your heart's content.
Are you in the robber barons?
What gave you such an outrageous idea? Was it my immaculate garment? My gorgeous jewelry? Do not worry, Shireen. I will let you know once I become a baroness, should the Exalted One will it. Just imagine the strong and fruitful alliance that could be forged between a rogue trader and the mastermind of the Casbalica.
How do you become an agent?
It's not hard to do on footfall. I spent a year working for good old Christo. He was a brave soldier who gave up the ghost in a scuffle with orcs, and then took over his business. Having a good head on your shoulders and keeping the Exalted One in your heart helps to establish new contacts quickly. Eventually, I gathered together a group of honest and loyal people, and it only took a few successful contracts for the Casbalica to take notice. I quickly settled on footfall and started dispensing my wisdom to my protégés and subordinates. I lost the taste for getting my hands dirty.
Let's change the subject.
Why not? The decision is yours, Sherry.
You telling me tales about your colorful past, but I feel that all those stories are true.
Listen, Shireen, the giver of happiness and the dearest of my friends. I am who I am. A cold trader, a Casbalican agent, and your partner. We each have a past, and that past is sealed. I'm not prying into your soul, am I? Well, have pity on mine. It has already been gnawed at by the Ajji. And if you don't like the sound of that, we'll just go our separate ways. Deal?
I need to write that down. I love that just type of saying of the giver of happiness and the dearest of my friends, but like a very like over the top or sarcastic ways. Thank you for sharing this.
All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too.
Tell me about your businesses in the Expanse.
My trade means knowing the right people and non-people, having the right connections, and making sure the precious goods find their way into the hands of my no less precious customers. My wisdom includes the knowledge of the enemies of humankind, be they Xenos or the lowest scum of the Imperium, as well as the latest knowledge about how they charge for any particular curio at the Footfall Market. Not even the most cunning Ajji will deceive you as long as I am with you, Shireen. I promise you that. Whatever I have can be yours too. If your unfathomable wealth isn't enough for you already, I mean.
Do you do business with the enemies of humanity?
It has been known to happen. After years of dealing with Xenos, I've learned their customs, and even got a grasp of their language. Except they cringe whenever I start speaking. Arrogant sods. They dislike even our voices, but they never turn away our valuables. Then again, I'm used to seeing sour faces. In this trade, the easily offended go out of business.
Perhaps your knowledge will serve the park trade.
I have no doubt you will have to deal with Xenos sooner or later. When that time comes, Shireen, you will thank the Exalted One for sending me to stand at your side.
Such cringe? What is such cringe? You have many talents.
Thank you, Shireen. Being able to read and write is chief among them. You may not be aware, but this science is beyond the abilities of billions of the Imperium subjects. And yet they happily keep drudging along in their factories, fundy, and assembly lines. Me? I didn't escape Ifrit to consign myself to such misery. It was literacy that paved my path to copied orders, forged
gotcha.
signatures, counterfeited papers. The wonderful things that make the wheels of bureaucracy turn in the right direction.
Are you really that rich?
Compared to the rabble on Footfall, perhaps. Compared to you. Be it power or money, I still have a long way to go. I could purchase one of Footfall's asteroids, but not a planet. I could subjugate a few gangs from the shady districts, but not Vladium. And so the answer to your question is no. I do not consider myself rich. I am not rich enough.
You could be sitting back reaping the fruits of your own work, so why have you chosen to embrace the vicissitudes of life aboard a void ship?
You're fun to talk. I grew tired of scribing endless contracts and agreements neatly tucked away on Footfall. Well, I did that for how many years? But here, among the stars, you are always balanced on a knife edge. Nothing thrills me more than the tension of a warp jump, or the danger that lurks around every corner on a planet. Footfall was beginning to make me fat and stupid, Shireen. I do not want that.
Jay speaks mirror with just the right amount of laziness in her voice, but her performance cannot conceal the slight tremor of her voice. Whatever he's afraid of, that's what drove her off Footfall. What about your gang that stay back in Footfall? Do you trust them?
Do I trust the Trickster twins? By the Exalted One, no. The underhanded rogues of Footfall came up with that name for a reason. The tricks of those frenzied Ashmags are all about things far more intriguing than the honest and law-abiding subjects of the Imperium can imagine.
The mention of her fellow cultures makes her eyes shine a bit brighter than usual. The Trickster twins, lovely.
On the other hand, this is why I am keeping them close. Kor and Tora know who lifted them out of the cesspit proudly called the Shadow Quarters, and who has been feeding that ravenous beast their insatiable lust for lucre. No, they are not going to betray me if only because they know I am now a part of your entourage, Shireen. They're not going to let the biggest pie in the Imperium pass them by without trying to get a slice for themselves.
Tell me more about the Xenos at the Kronos Expanse.
Vicious, cruel, dangerous beasts. Humans hold little interest for Xenos. We are entertainment for them, a means to keep boredom at bay. A commodity. But some of them contact us once in a while using their own people. Do not deceive yourself by thinking you are safe because there are no Xenos inside. Those Agi are as cunning as they are ruthless. They cleverly pull at the strings of spies and traitors, subjugate those who do not fall for the promised reward, transform the ones who resist their promises into soulless puppets. The Emperor watches over me, and that is why I still haven't succumbed to the fate of many of my associates who have lost their lives to the stringy scoundrels.
Let's talk about something else.
I think we've said all there is to say on this topic.
Did you know my predecessor?
It is difficult not to be aware of the powers that be, especially ones like Lord Captain Theodora. But we never met personally, as the difference between our positions was far too great. Theodora was a mighty ruler, the center of her own universe, and I, a pathetic commoner, was nothing next to her. But you were kind to me, Shireen, and in my eyes that puts you above your esteemed aunt, or whoever she was to you.
You keep using words I don't understand, like call me Shireen.
The language on Ifrit, my home world, is quite different from the one spoken in the Kronos Expanse. We bestow more than one meaning upon each word, allowing our wise men to fully express their sagacious thoughts, and us lowly commoners our base passions and desires. Take Agi, for example. That is what I call every piece of scum and villain, because Agi means evil and foe and pathetic worm unworthy of consideration. Or take Ashmag. It means fool and little brother and blind man who stumbled and would fall into a pit without guidance. Shireen means friend and comrade and roommate in a battle formation, like we are.
I love this. I love you just immediately flirt like, you must forgive my prying, but has this esteemed prince's heart been claimed by some lucky fellow?
Or lucky lady, you mean? My heart has been coveted by proud men with hard eyes, gentle maidens with sensual voices, imperious lords and fierce leaders of void brigands. Only rogue traders have not yet featured among Jai Hedari's intimate friends. Why do you ask, Shireen?
I love it. I need to know who I must kill to get rid of myself of a rival, man or woman. I feel like that's such a funny answer to do. Why are you avoiding answering, Mistress Hidari?
You are prying at the treasures of my soul, my little secrets. How else can I keep them safe from such a powerful robber as the Rogue Trader? I dare not refuse you.
Bestowing a dazzling smile upon you, she demurs with fluttering nunnish abashment, with hints of her genuine amusement, breaking through only rarely. Yeah, I feel like I have to do that. I need to know who I must rid myself of a rival, man or woman.
Oh, you ruthless, cruel creature. Would you really kill a person purely out of jealousy? Or 2 or 3 people? Rogue traders are a fearsome breed. My heart trembles to witness it. How fortunate then that you will not have to spill the blood of any love-sick innocent, for none has any rightful claim on me. They all languish in their passion at a respectful distance, mourning and cursing their cruel fate. If you are not simply amusing yourself by toying with my feelings, then why not give it a try? Go on. Or, wait. You haven't yet asked how I feel about being your romantic partner. Ask soon, Shireen.
I love immediately when the answers drop to one knee, my dazzling one. Can I trust to hold you in your heart at least the smallest drop of regard for me? Or ask meekly, will you be my romantic partner? Both are the meekly. Nah, you gotta go over the top. Gotta go drop to one knee.
I simply cannot reject so ardent an
Oh,
admirer.
we actually dropped to one knee as
insult
well.
such sincere passion would be a wicked act in the eyes of the Exalted One.
I haven't funny. Oh, that's a nice little combo of emotes right there, Ace. I'm inviting you out to dinner over some decent wine. I'm sure we should find a fertile topic of discussion.
I have no doubt that you are a wonderful conversationalist, Shireen. I will make a note of your invitation and make sure to take you up on it when I next get hungry. But if the feelings in your soul have become a fire that is burning you up from within, then you may express them by bestowing a gift upon your humble servant.
I'll see you later.
Oh, I have no doubt you will.
Yeah, actually kneeling was a nice touch. So we have to find a gift. I think we can ask some of our friends what the gift would like. Ooh. What kind of gift could I give Gujai, do you think?
Well, it would have to be something that screams, look how much the rogue trader loves me, in the faces of everyone she meets. Like a fabulous gown beyond anything that even the noble women of Dargonis can acquire. A princess of smugglers would love the opportunity to rub the nobility's noses in her newfound privileges.
I've learned that there are caches left by Fedora somewhere on Darius Kirogama. Do you know anything about this?
Me? Not a clue, Lord Captain. I don't know who Lady Theodora would have told about a thing like that, but it definitely wasn't me. Why would you whisper that to me now? Why? Lord Captain, I don't know anything about caches or Lady Theodora's secrets, but the voices have just reminded me about something. I was once given the chance to try some real wine. Lady Theodora gave me some. Not just any old synthetic booze, but her favorite plonk. She always drank it in her palace. It was golden in color, and its name was Flame of Purity. A silly name, but the flavor was so intense, and like nothing I'd ever tasted before or since. Apologies. It's probably not important, but I don't know anything more than that.
It's probably important to flame purity.
Of course.
Alright, let's see what some of our other friends say about the gift. Oh, does Pascal get to say something? Does our tech priest get to say something about it?
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
I doubt you have any real experience in this, but what gift do you think I should give Jai?
Given the high status of the unit von Valancius and his services rendered to the Adeptus Mechanicus, perhaps a request for special leniency for the unit Jai Hidari. The sentence of oblivion without servitorization that is stipulated for her crimes may instead be commuted to immediate redemptive servitude in perpetuus.
In other words, what he suggested was make a request that if she gets punished for her crimes, that instead of being turned into a living doll that can be used to like repair ships and anything, like a servitor, instead she just serves it out as a actual slave with actual her mind in one piece.
Then, hypothetically, in time she would be able to compensate for a small portion of the sacrileges she has committed against the Omnissiah. It would be a most generous gift. However, this act of mercy is not advisable, for it is undeserved. May your labors be effective and fruitful.
Okay, let's see. Henrix and Abelard, what do you guys gotta say?
To what do I owe this visit?
What kind of gift do you think I should give Jai?
Mistress Hidari is a dangerous person, and dangerous people like dangerous things. Jai is probably partial to good weapons. She even has a small but enviable collection. Such a gift would not only be practical given her perilous trade, but it would also show that you have taken an interest in her as a person and her tastes. Such demonstrations are very important when dealing with people with whom you would like to curry favor.
I love how you can just ask each of your guys and
Lord
be like,
Captain.
ask them what do you think. What gift, essentially, what gift would you give to the girl you like?
I used to give Genusian lilies to the girl I liked, but the species long since extinct. Now it lives only in my memory. Ask someone else, your lordship. I am too old to remember how to charm young ladies.
He used to give flowers to the girl he liked? Oh my god, that's adorable actually.
Lord Captain.
Okay, there's Argenta and there's Cassia.
Lord Captain, your presence is welcome. And I wish to apologize for my prior coldness. After our first meeting, I was concerned that you would turn out to be another faithless offshoot of the von Valancius dynasty, like the traitor Conrad. But now I see before me a worthy leader and servant of the Imperium. I am glad to accompany you in your endeavors.
Yeah, that's important and all, but what kind of gift do you think? What kind of gift do you think I should give Jai?
If you want to do her good, give her a dose of conscience and a fear of the Emperor. That is what she truly needs. But if you want to please her, give her some meaningless jewelry, expensive and shiny. Such baubles wield magical power over hearts like hers.
Are you telling me more about yourself now?
If such is the rogue trader's wish, although there isn't much I can tell, I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to know?
Yes, give her fear. Where do you hail from?
Now that I can tell you, I come from everywhere and nowhere. I am the child of officers of the Imperial Guard. I was born in the hold of a warship. Grew up following my parents' deployments from one planet to another, and lost my family in the flames of a righteous war. My memory is like wafts of smoke over a still battlefield. The grey of a ship's plating. The strict cadence of life in military camps. My mother's uniform. I loved looking at it. Then, that battle. The rumbling, the shouting, and the soot. The screams of soldiers burning alive. And the gold of the regiment's Aquila. Untouched by soot or blood. The last unsullied piece of a world that was going mad. That was my last memory of my mother, and of my former life. Before the Schola Progenium and the novitiate. Before my trials. Before the vows.
Love can't bloom on the battlefield. That golden shard you carry with you.
My own relic. It's the regiment's Aquila. Or rather, the fragment that survived the attack, the explosions, and the fire. For me, it's a reminder that purity and radiance can be preserved, even in the heart of darkness.
So how did you become one of the Adeptus Orientis?
Become. It's such a strange word for it. It seems right, but is that how one talks about their destiny? If you're asking about the path itself, that's easy enough to answer. First, like many other orphans, I endured the Schola Progenium. Those years were rough, but I remember the hardship fondly. Few things can compare with the feeling of satisfaction from a past trial, even if it leaves your body aching from exhaustion, or your soul wincing in pain. I was one of the best among my peers, and I was selected for the novitiate in the ranks of the Adeptus Sororitas. When the hour came, I passed the trials and took my vows. The most joyous day of my life. The Emperor's light has always been with me. But to accept it with all your heart, to utter the oaths, that is a rapture like no other.
Do you wish for a different lot in life?
Have I ever... But that would be shameful weakness, almost heresy. Of course not. I was born for this. I live by the Emperor's will, and in his light, I myself am the light. I must be the light. For myself, and for those who ask for my protection.
I love the voice acting in this game.
I was chosen to serve. But beyond that, I won't deny it. Few things elate me as much as the thought that the heretic felled by my shot will never again orphan a child.
Thank you for your candor.
It is my pleasure to be candid.
I would like to discuss Salus Prime and the other that you wish to find.
Of course, my mission is all I can think about.
Ronnie, what is our mission?
To find the way to the planet called Salus Prime. Saint Argenta is my patroness, and that is where her fallen ship is. And it must also be the resting place of her great relic, the One Star.
So what is this One Star?
If I only knew. Neither the hagiography nor the legends give a straight answer. Classical iconographers believed that the star turned into a banner woven from silver thread, which, when brought onto the battlefield, would shed light that blinded only heretics, but did no harm to the faithful. Most of them portrayed Saint Argenta as a girl carrying this banner. Others think that upon falling from the sky, the One Star became a holy chainsword, which Argenta later used to strike down monsters and enemies of the Imperium. In some of the earlier engravings, Argenta is depicted wearing power armor with a silver star on her chest. One theological theory suggests that this armor was, in fact, the relic. Some even think that the One Star is actually the ship on which Argenta traveled. I feel that my undertaking will be fulfilled when I find the answer that has eluded the Ecclesiarchy for millennia. I pray we find the way to Salus Prime soon. The ruinous powers must be aligned against us. They stand in the way of faith.
No more questions?
One day we will reach Salus Prime and stand before the gates of Saint Argenta's ship.
I know it. I believe.
Alright, now we just need to talk to Cassia, because I want to know what her gift idea is.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations. I know very little about how ordinary couples come together. The books I have read always skirted around that side of life, keeping silent on the matter. A heartfelt poem, perhaps? I'm not sure Jai enjoys poetry, though. I have enjoyed your company. Thank you for the conversation.
Can I, like, ask the captain of the ship and other, like, the other officers? No. Okay. Alright. Then we talk to our guy who requisitioned stuff for us. I wish to give Jai a present. You shall make the arrangements. You should not satisfied with stealing from our coffers. Ahem. I humbly apologize, certainly, Lordship. All will be taken care of. Might I ask what you had in mind for your esteemed companion? Given her conspicuous penchant for luxury, the gift would be something remarkable indeed. You know what? Yes, find her a dress. That'll be the envy of the Dragoness Strauss. Already done, your lordship. A couple of weeks ago, I happened to procure something that was made for the Desposis of Color Alpha. Unique dress for a unique occasion, you might say. I knew I kept it for a reason. I'd like to replace the painting of the late Theodora by Chambers. Hang my portrait instead. Ooh. I always thought about that. I like her answer, even if it's not good for Jai. Yeah, like I like how, like, some of the characters are, like, mocking about it. Like, you have some, like Argenta is like, you know, give her fear. And you have, like, honest, like, yeah, Abelard of all people is like, yeah, I used to give Lilies the girl I liked. But I'm much too old now to be asking advice this way. I was just like, oh my god, Abelard. This is why you're a bro. Alright, we've talked to everyone. And we can actually start traveling on the world map. Lord Captain, we were once again within reach of the High Floc's Proctorate. Of utmost interest is restoring communications with your planets, displaying the wisdom of your decrees upon their stewards, developing colonies, claiming new territories, establishing trade links. This is now your privilege and burden. I believe, yep. Now we can actually explore the galaxy map and start claiming planets and such. Alright. Time to start charting new routes. So there's Soto's tomb, Various, and we can't just go anywhere yet, so we actually have to, like, look around and visit, but we have a huge world map. So we're gonna go to the Edius, Soto's tomb. And sometimes, as we travel, events do happen. What the event is, I could not tell you. Usually they have something to do with your companions, sometimes not. Oh, it's this event. Jai is intently rifling for your possessions, does not notice you, or she pretends not to notice you. Jai, it's a pleasure to see you in my quarters, notwithstanding whatever nefarious purposes brought you here. What are you doing in here, Jai? Or Void Ticket, have I got a rat on board my ship? Yeah. It's a pleasure seeing you in my quarters, notwithstanding whatever mysterious purposes brought you here.
Shireen, there you are. I've been waiting for you.
Well, what are you doing here?
Sating a hunger greater than any bodily appetite. My curiosity. You see, a person's face, their clothes, their manner is all just a mask. Smoke from the lips of a fire breather designed to hide the truth. But the contents of chests and cupboards, they are the reflection of the soul, in which the wise can glimpse another's heart. I have been wondering what kind of person you truly are.
Yes, Ace. You can just suddenly just say, "Get out." There's Warhammer 40k is very interesting. Where there's technically no good guy. Like there's like one of my favorite things is like you go up to Inquisitor and be like, "I want you to get rid of this other companion of mine. Do it now," and there'll be no one will bat an eye. I think you were trying to rob me.
Shireen, you besmirch my heart with the black ink of bitterest insult. If you do not trust me, search me.
With a mischievous smirk, Jagger presents her body for your inspection, spreading her arms wide. I want to know who wrote the script for this character, because it's very good. You want me to search you? Yes, it's very smooth and cunning. That's the perfect way to put it. She's both smooth and cunning, and I want to know who wrote the script and then the voice actor because it's pulled off
How else
beautifully.
am I to prove my innocence, Shireen?
Check if she's hiding anything in her jacket. You can feel the heat of her skin. Shai, who tries to hide away her breath, hitches, accepts your touch, and smiles faintly.
Keep going, Shireen. You will strike lucky yet.
Plunge your fingers to her mane of her dark hair where she could be hiding anything. Shai's hair slips between your fingers like silk. It smells of flowers and scorching desert sand. Her eyes drift closed.
Thank you. I loved the gift, Shireen.
Your finger brush hits something warm. Take out a tiny decorative wooden box that usually sits on display in your quarters. You open and find a note folded inside that reads, "Thank you." What will you give me in return?
Everything the rogue trader desires.
You're so mercurial. You gave me a dress only to peel it off. Wow. What a line. Alright. I'm not fooling around, we got worlds to explore. Where does she? The shiver remarked about that.
May the Exalted One protect you. Have you grown bored with our little talk, Shireen?
Alright.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. What are you wowing at, Sakusa? Visit the tomb. Yeah, she's good. She's good. We got pirates. Space dust and base dust. Let's go get the pirates. Some space combat.
Smite the foes of the rogue trader! Bleed them. Annihilate them!
Okay. Okay, yeah, we'll move you here.
Another salvo!
Take you out.
Fire! Right now!
It will get ready for a ram.
Fire the lance! Set the course! The time has come! Another salvo! Set the course. Torpedoes locked! Macro cannons, volley! Onward!
There we go. Pirate's dead.
Victory is ours.
I should actually... What is it? Is it N, I think? Yeah, post. There we go. Yeah, you're the best fit for Supreme Commander. Master Cannoneer is you. Shield Master is you. Master Maneuvers, of course, you. Warp Channeler. We'll make actually you. Master of Ferrix. Here we go. What is here? Begin scan. Yeah, we'll set up a extractium to get some plasteel. Explore the tomb. Premium cartographers and chroniclers in this place will long ago this planet was a Pauper's outpost, capable of eclipsing footfall. It used to be a Cyclonian tomb station on its orbit. The final rest place of Cornelius Soto, when the scores of the Cronus expanded. The tomb gave its name to the entire system. However, upon 400 years ago, a known cosmic body ran into the station, caused the collapse on the planet. When the catastrophe killed the settlers, also made the world uninhabitable for centuries. The crater formed by the station's impact can still be observed from orbit, so this tomb became a specter for the entire planet. Solar place is neither life nor loot, but knowing the nasty tricks that life can pull is a treasure in its own right. Okay. Go to the space dust. Get some fuel. Some more. And we can chart some new routes. Go to Avorius. Which Avorius, the sacred wish to address the spirits of the ship has been formed. Recognizing the right of the machine's blessing and it would data meditation in order to comprehend the nature of the miracles sent down by the Messiah, which in the sacred knowledge has not been recorded. Had the spirit of worship was called upon the powers of the machine god, and the active warp drive remains unknown. During my native ritual, the Messiah gave me equally valuable revelation. The sacred spirit that lives in the bells of the ship mechanic and stripped from other acknowledged forms. Spirit holds unique power that cannot be called upon unless in the blessing of the machine god. So, what does that mean? Hypothesis, an extremist, the ship's spirit is capable of making unpredictable calculations and actions. It is possible to predict how it would behave in any given situation. But I believe the spirit is currently showing obedience. At least for now, and that we continue monitoring the ship to be prepared for new manifestations. I'm going to find out. Initial ship's warp engine was filled with the motive force despite the massive compilation errors. A true technological miracle was achieved. No doubt it was the grace of the Messiah. No such occurrences have been described in the catalog before. Hoping to regain any sacred knowledge of nature. What happened? I embarked on blessed research and prayer. Report received. Thank you, Pascal. The Messiah knows all, comprehends all. Okay, so we got a few things here. So let's explore everything in this area. Hermitage, a data mine. Ooh, Smucker's cash. I'll take that. Provisions. Yeah, we'll make something for the provisions there. Plasma batteries. There's a section in the Imperial Core where Ares bleeds trackers from punished after death on burning planets. This world could serve as one such purgatory. Noted. A small human dwelling stands on this barren deserted planet. Scouts report that an old hermit lives there who spends days in court the Emperor. I asked the old hermit for a blessing. To Lord Captain's surprise, the old hermit turned to be navigator, and when the old man discovered the noble status of his visitor, he willingly recounted his tale. He treated his planet long ago, back when he was still in his youth. He realized that his mind would not withstand frequent forays in the Materium, realm of the archenemy. Everyone spoke with pride about how he had worshipped the Emperor each and every moment of his life. When he mentioned the golden light of the Astromenican, His voice quivered. When his guests leave, he stared after him for a long time. His gaze filled with sadness. Drifting void ship. Okay, I think that's where we'll end for tonight. We made some good progress. We found out what girls like. They like pretty dresses. That's very good to know as a rogue trader. But who is online to raid out to? Is the good question. Oh, that's easy. Bach is still going with his 1-year stream. So let us go raid over there. Keep all your hands and feet in the right at all times, and let's go.